this is how a narcissist can like make this is how we make Christians fall. Like, see, with Christians, the fastest way in is to appear godly. We appear godly. You get quoted scriptures talking about purpose, acting like we're aligned with their morals. You get what I'm saying? Once we're established, once we establish that image, I'm gonna say that. Like once we establish that image, we mix love bombing with spiritual connection. See, that combination right there, y'all, it makes them like believe the relationship is it's like divinely divinely meant. Once I get you there, oh my God, that's it's over. Once you that's what we want to get you.
When you make that connection.
Yes, that's the beginning of the trauma.
I wanted to talk about this video that I stitched as a believer myself. For one, to help individuals who may be experiencing this type of manipulation and exploitation, especially in a romantic capacity. But I also wanted to debunk this theory that just because you are a Christian, you are naive and you don't know any better. And I want to do that by highlighting the fact that there are typically two instances where someone like that, who fits the profile of the man who was in that video, or at least fits the profile that that man was describing when it comes to targeting women who are believers in a romantic relationship with the sole purpose of manipulating them and taking advantage of them. I want to highlight that there are typically two instances where that kind of manipulation and exploitation becomes successful. The first one is idolizing romantic partnerships. The second one is lack of knowledge. So for believers, if you're familiar with the scripture that talks about, for my people perish due to a lack of knowledge, the only leg up that an enemy has over you is your unawareness. Now, to be fair, I think another reason why a lot of people within the faith community fall victim to this kind of manipulation is because we don't necessarily talk about this type of exploitation, manipulation explicitly. I think there's more so of an emphasis on talking about marriage, right? Talking about quote unquote kingdom spouses and kingdom relationships in the faith community, not understanding that the enemy will use your heart's desires to capitalize on you and put you in a vulnerable position. And I also want to mention this. There's another scripture that talks about how people will present themselves as sheep, but they're really wolves in sheep's clothing. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's referencing Matthew 10:12 through 16. And in order for you to be able to see through the mask that people wear, you have to become knowledgeable. You have to implement discernment. And how can you do this? By perceiving patterns and not overlooking them. So I want to provide a concrete example of what to look out for in relation to the topic that this man was dissecting in the TikTok that I stitched. Mate to master. One timeless and highly effective strategy for exerting influence is manipulating a person's will under the guise of romance. By leveraging intimacy, gaining control over someone and keeping them firmly within your influence becomes easier. Many people mistakenly equate this tactic solely with physicality, but power is the true weapon. Using intimacy to enslave someone emotionally and mentally is just the tip of the iceberg. At its core, this manipulation ignites vulnerability, trust, and dedication, deeply binding feelings. Passion and temptation, when wielded with precision, become tools for securing dominance.